Hello student. On the behalf of KTHM College Nasik and Department of Chemistry of this college, I am Dr. R.K.Pawar, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry of KTHM College, welcomes you in this S.Y.B.Sc Inorganic Chemistry class. Dear student, in this lecture we are going to discuss the second chapter, that is molecular orbital theory of covalent bonding. In previous chapter we discussed the introduction to coordination chemistry, and now in this lecture we are going to discuss the introduction and assumptions of molecular orbital theory. Is another theory to explain the chemical bonding using orbital. This theory was introduced at the same time when valence bond theory was introduced. Then the question is that why we use to study the another theory after the valence bond theory. Actually, valence bond theory is very well explained the bond strength and chemical bonding in molecules, although there are some drawbacks in valence bond theory, as this theory does not explain well the magnetic and spectroscopic properties of the molecules. But MOT means molecular orbital theory can explain these all properties, that is magnetic and spectroscopic properties of respective molecules. MOT can also explain the magnetic properties of wired molecules, that is C2 molecules. MOT means molecular orbital theory also explain the chemical bonding in molecules which have resonating structures. So these are the all advantages of the MOT. So that's why we are going to discuss the molecular orbital theory of covalent bonding. This theory was put forth by the Hunts and Mulligan. Actually, MOT, that is molecular orbital theory. This theory was put forth by the scientists Hunts and Mulligan. And other properties of molecules are sometimes better explained by quantum mechanical approach called as a MOT, that is molecular orbital theory. So the magnetic and other properties of molecule are sometimes better explained by quantum mechanical approach. Quantum mechanical approach. This quantum means the energy packets called as MOT. This theory put forth by scientist Hunts and Mulligan. Hunts and Mulligan. This theory describes the covalent bond in terms of molecular orbital which differ from atomic orbital of the bonding atom and are associated with entire molecule. That is how molecular orbital differ from the atomic orbital. Actually, atomic orbital associated with single individual atom. Let's see, if suppose this is a atomic orbital, means there are number of atoms here, whereas this is a molecule. This is a single molecule. The molecule is made up of a number of atoms, whereas molecule is a single atom. So this is the difference between the atom and metal. So in this, regarding with this, we discuss what are the assumptions of molecular orbital theory. So the assumptions of molecular orbital theory. The first assumption is that molecule is made up of atoms. A molecule is made up of atoms. The second one is that atoms lose their individual character when molecule is formed. When molecule is formed. Actually, we know that the molecule is a single atom and atoms are number of atoms, and this number of atoms, the molecule is made up of this number of atoms. Atoms lose their individual character when molecule is formed. Means when there is a formation of molecule, a single atom, every single atom lose their individual characters. Electrons in a molecule are delocalized. Electrons in a molecule are delocalized, means they are easy to move or they are mobile. The molecular orbital form is polycentric. And molecular orbital associated with molecule as a whole. Associated with molecule as a whole. Fifth assumption is that the quantized molecular orbital of different energies surround all the nuclei of bonded atom. Surround all the nuclei of bonded atoms. The next assumption is that we can write here. Sixth assumption, the molecular orbital is assumed to be formed by union of individual atomic orbital, when the atoms to be bonded And the last assumption is that the seventh assumption, here we can write here. The wave function of atomic orbital obtained by linear combination of wave function of molecular orbitals. So these are the all assumptions of molecular orbital theory. On the basis of these assumptions, we can deduce how the exact molecular orbitals are formed. So on the basis of this assumption, we discuss there are two cases for the formation of molecular orbital theory and on the valence bond theory. So let's discuss these two cases. First, this is the two atomic orbitals, and if these two atomic orbitals this is a two atomic orbital. When there is a combination of these two atomic orbital, then there is a MOT of molecular orbital. In this case, we are going to discuss how the molecular orbital form by molecular orbital theory and by valence bond theory. So here we discuss these two atomic orbitals according to the VBT, that is valence bond theory. These molecular orbitals are formed by the valence bond theory here. Now the second one is that in case second, what happens if we take the same one, that is if we take the same example here, how the molecular orbital are formed by the MOT. So here this can write as here we can write as molecular orbitals here molecular orbitals, formation of molecular orbitals by MOT. Here, and this molecular orbital by VBT, that is valence bond theory. If you compare these two examples, it means that in case first and in case second, these two atomic orbitals, in case first the two atomic orbitals are formed according to the two molecular orbitals are formed according to the valence bond theory. Here there is no any changes, means that here atoms does not lose their identity, whereas in molecular orbitals during the formation of molecular orbitals, the atoms, means these two atomic orbitals are lose their identity and their formation of a single molecular orbital according to the molecular orbital theory. So we can easily compare this difference. So in that, in case first and case second, we can say that in case first, the atomic orbital does not lose their identity, whereas in case second, we can say that by comparing these two examples, we can say that the atomic orbitals lose their identity, so this is the difference between how the molecular orbital form according to Ribiti and how the molecular orbitals form according to the molecular orbital theory. So we can easily judge from these two examples, molecular orbital theory and the examples of, on the basis of examples of this assumption, we already discussed these two cases, that in case first and case second. In case first, we discussed how the molecular orbital form according to valence bond theory, and in second case we discussed how the molecular orbitals are formed according to the molecular orbital theory. So from that we can easily judge that according to the VBT, the atomic orbitals does not lose their identity as it just come closer and overlap to each other, whereas in molecular orbital the atomic orbitals are completely lose their identity, and there is a formation of one single molecular orbital over here. So we can say that in atomic orbital formation according to molecular orbital theory, atomic orbitals lose their identity. So we will stop here. In next lecture we are going to discuss what are the main differences between the atomic orbital and molecular orbital. Thank you.